Good morning. Good morning. It's Kirsten Liebelt. How are you doing? It's so good to see you. How are you doing this morning? I would love to hear. And it is Wednesday. So, welcome to the show. Welcome. If you're on the replay, you guys, always let me know you're on the replay. I would love to know where you are coming in from. I'm in Minnesota and it is actually trying to snow today. So we went from our fake spring to now very snowy, wet. It's kind of like super rainy and flurrying all at the same time. So it's very Minnesota. What can I say? And how are you doing? How are you doing? I always think like midweek, do you ever check in with yourself halfway through the week? Like, how am I doing? I don't know. Maybe that was just me all these years. I don't know. I'd love to know. Hello, Ruthie. Good to see you. Good morning, Patty, sweet lady. Good to see you too. Very, very good. Okay. So today we are going to talk about insulin all by itself. That's like your key, to unlock. Okay. However, let's just go through a tiny bit of housekeeping. Just a snippet. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, there you go. Okay, so just a snippet. Monday, March 2nd, we start our 5-day challenge in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. We do this every single month, and we've done it for 2.5 years, coming up on 3 here. And so you don't have to sign up for anything. You just have to show up in the group. And when you look up the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, go ahead and give your email and just tell them Kirsten sent you, and you can jump right in. And it's free 99. It's free. But every day we go live here Monday through Friday. That is step 1. Step 2 is the challenge every month. And then the third piece of our puzzle, it's really not a step, it's more of just a piece of the puzzle, is when we talk about the total body reset, thinking in terms of doing 90 days, 3 months. So daily, monthly, and then kind of quarterly, like a quarterly reset. You just keep doing that round after round. But we'll get into that later. But I do want to talk about insulin today. And so I just put the group up there for half a second. There you go. And now I can put up my name, I guess. It's really kind of funny. The banners, sometimes my name comes up, sometimes they don't. And then it's just interesting. It's just interesting. Good morning, Terry. Good to see you. Marla, she says, good morning to all. Good morning to all. Maryland, rainy New York. Yeah. No fear, she says. Kirsten brings the sunshine. Let me tell you, when you live in Minnesota, you learn how to shine no matter what, right? Just like New York, Maryland. I know. I'm always so jealous of the people who live like in Florida or Southern California. I take my vitamin D. I just took it before I came on the air because I ate my eggs, and so I want to take my D after it's a fat soluble vitamin. So I took my D. So I've got my D capsules right here, and I just took 2. So there, I just took my first 4,000 IUs for the day because I live in Minnesota. I need a bottle of sunshine. Just saying. Anyway, so very good to see you. Does my hair look super cute? You're funny, Ruth. Thank you. I curled my hair today. It looks better on Instagram than it does on Facebook, which is kind of funny. Good morning from Milwaukee. You're just a sister state over. Look at there. That is so cool. Snowing in Michigan. Oh man, us Midwestern people, we need the summer, don't we? We need the summer. I just honestly, it's like, I love summer. I live for the Minnesota summer. We have spectacular summers. Down south, they're maybe saying it's too hot, too humid. No, Minnesota is like, mwah, chef's kiss. Okay, if you've never seen any of my content before, if you're brand new, brand spinking new, put a 1 in the comments so that I can know kind of who my audience is. It's very helpful for me to know if I have brand new people. Good morning, Joan. Good to see you. Do you like my hair? I look springy, even though I'm wearing gray, Joan. Do I look springy? I know, but it's soft and it's snowing out. So I'm like, I'm going to wear my soft sweater. That's what I wanted to do. But anyway, so my name is Kirsten Liebelt. And basically, I just come to this conversation with super, I came by it all very super honestly. Like I was raised by a type 2 insulin dependent dad. He died at 63, type 2. And we just did everything. And I even kind of reiterated some of my story a little bit yesterday, even with my husband. I'm like, it literally was my whole life. It's crazy to think. But when I grew up and had so much obesity around me and so much type 2 diabetes, it really gets into your brain thinking that like maybe that's just what you're supposed to do too. There's kind of a mental game around that. But the truth is that when he died so young and he had so much medication, it really triggered something in me to be like, I don't understand why. Like, he wasn't diagnosed with cancer. I don't get it. Like, why are we doing this? And I kind of set it on the shelf in the back of my head for a really long time. And then down the road, I kind of came back to it and I said, this doesn't make sense to me. Like, there have to be more natural alternatives. And so I wasn't really doing anything about it for myself, but I thought about it and I kind of started to do some research. But when I was 50, I really made a shift. So if you are yet not 50, you're in a good place, right? Like, you can do this, even if you're, I didn't start till I was 50. And that just goes to show you that this is not something that is so hard to turn around, that so mountainous. It's not. It might take time, but if time is your mountain, I don't know what to tell you. Is that okay to say? Like, I don't know what to tell you. If something taking time is going to be what keeps you from moving forward to gain back your health and take back your future, I honestly don't know what to say, because there's no way to predict somebody's body turning around. There's no way to, like, how are you supposed to know that everybody's going to be different? So obviously everything always takes a little longer than I want it to take, just like you. But I was pretty determined, to be really honest. And so I feel like that determination has played well for me. And I've been able to overcome whatever it was by tweaking and researching a little more and understanding a little more and like applying something. And that's a big reason why I do the challenges. If you've never heard me talk about that before, this daily dose of encouragement and knowledge and information is to help you stay on your path every single week, day after day after day, because it is the small consistencies added up over time that bring you success. Whether you're talking about building a business or dealing with your health, it doesn't matter. Whether you're talking about strengthening your marriage or raising your kids, small, consistent actions every single day over time will yield success, but you have to continue to do it and not give up, right? So having said that, the challenges are designed for you to take one or two little tiny nuggets and then execute them, apply them, implement them, change something, and then do it again the next month and the next month and the next month. So any hoodle, let's talk about insulin today. I can't wait to get in it, because this is literally the core of why you are not losing any weight. one of the two major reasons why you can't lose a pound to save your life, and you are frustrated. So let's get into it. Good morning, Shan. I know, Wednesday already. Shelly, brand new. Nice to meet you, Shelly. Sherry, nice to meet you. That's fantastic. That is so good. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump into insulin and explain why this is keeping you from losing weight and why you're frustrated, because I am 100% convinced, and you cannot unconvince me, that women are sliding into their 40s. They are insulin resistant. They do not know it, and they cannot lose weight. And they are like, what the heck? And then we go to the matrix, and the matrix says, oh, you're just getting old. We go to the matrix, and the matrix says, oh, well, this is just normal. This is hormonal. This is blah, 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 whatever the matrix says, right? That is not an answer. That is not helpful. That is not an answer. We walk away. We feel like maybe we're crazy. We feel unheard. We feel like there's something wrong with me. That's how I know I felt for a very long time. I still battle that sometimes, thinking, why can't I change, certain things or whatever faster, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, you all have had better results with the total body reset than I ever did. You crush my results. You crush them. And it's because you are implementing more than one thing at a time. And so you are You are just, you guys are like amazing. But this is where I was at 50 years old. I was a 2X in size. So there I am. And I've lost 3 sizes in my 50s, and I've kept them off. See you later. Bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you in the rear end on the way out. It's because of understanding exactly, this is one of the pieces of what I'm going to teach today. So there you go. Jody, I know it's snowing. Snowy Minnesota. Angel. Good morning, Angel. Good to see you. I'm glad that you are on for another layer for yourself. You're very smart. You're very smart, Angel. Okay, so let's jump in. Woohoo! Did you have your coffee? I've got my water. I've got everything I need. Hold on. Where am I? There we go. Okay, so this is one of the things that I love teaching the most because it is very basic. It's 101. It's just insulin resistance 101. So insulin is actually not your enemy. So I know insulin resistance. It's not your enemy. It's not the villain. It's not trying to make you fat. It's not sabotaging your hormones completely. I mean, it's not the enemy, but it is a messenger. Okay. And it is kind of what domino affects everything else. So if it's high, it's trying to tell you something. And the biggest issue that we have, and I literally, not a week goes by that I don't have this conversation in my messages. Not 1 week goes by. But my labs are good. My sugars are good. I don't understand. I'm not even sure if I am insulin resistant. How would I know if I'm insulin resistant? I mean, I heard your content and it makes me wonder. But again, my labs, they're pretty decent. And I'm here to tell you that this was probably one of the first things that I learned that really flipped me over a little bit. I'm like, this is crazy. So good morning, Peggy. Good to see you. What is the protocol that we step into when we go to the medical matrix? The protocol is they pull a fasting glucose. They will check your A1C, which is your glucose average over the last 3 months. But they rarely, if ever, pull a fasting insulin. And insulin is a hormone. So when I was 22 and I was gestational diabetic with my first baby, I was hypoglycemic with my second baby. That was my red flag of already being insulin resistant. But nobody even then were like, oh, well, we should probably pull a fasting insulin test on you. I mean, nobody was doing any of that. That would just be ridiculous. And most of the reason I believe, this is just me and I'm guessing, that they don't is because things can't be coded or things aren't. It's all about insurance, right? It's all about effectual, profitable protocol for them and in their system. So they have a chart. I'm sure it's not on the wall, but pretend it's on the wall. If this, then this, if this, then this, if this, then this. So when they are walking you through protocol, it's they're not really they're following the roadmap, right? So they've been given a roadmap. And inside of that roadmap is rarely your fasting insulin. So insulin as a hormone can be high for years and decades before you ever end up with higher sugars. And that high insulin, even as you are understanding it, even for you that now you've been a part of my world for a half a minute and you understand it, it's still a journey to get your insulin to get tamped down on a regular basis, down, 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 down. Come on now, stay down, stay down, because you have to get your body to turn around, right? So most people try to fight insulin by just cutting carbs and sugars and eat less and push harder and all of those things. But what if insulin isn't the problem? What if insulin is the symptom? So insulin is just doing its job. It has a job. Your body is fearfully and wonderfully made, and everything was created to have a job. It's just doing its job, okay? So when insulin is elevated chronically, it's responding to something upstream, okay? So insulin rises when your body senses these types of things, So let's go through this. Tell me if any of this kind of resonates with you. Tell me if any of this makes sense to you. Okay. Carmel, good morning. Barb says, good morning from Ontario. Did my February order and got my $100 off. Woohoo! That is awesome. So in Canada, if you do not know this, and if you are Canadian, FYI, get my Canadian link. You're going to want that. I just sent out another one yesterday. In the United States, it is when you purchase 150 or more 3 months in a row, you get 75 off. In Canada, it's when you purchase 200 or more 3 months in a row, you get 100 off. So it's really a nice little dealio, just to say the very least. Okay, so I'm going to get into what are some of the things that are happening. I can see that I'm missing stuff. Hold on. Okay. All right, so insulin rises when your body senses these things: energy overload, inflammation, stress signals, cellular resistance, and well, I should say, cellular resistance, liver congestion, poor sleep, nervous system activation. So, okay, now just as a little notation, because I always talk about poor sleep, doing a sleep clinic, virtual, local if you live in Minnesota, but virtual in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance, and it will be at noon Central on Saturday. My business associate and myself are doing it, and it's just going to be like 45 minutes. So if you're interested in that, let me know, or just jump on, put a notation in your phone. But poor sleep, nervous system activation, liver congestion, cellular resistance, stress signals, inflammation, energy overload. These are things that are raising your insulin. And that's why this is a full picture. It's not just food, although food is a big part. This is why the picture is broader. The picture is a little more well-rounded. But because it is on the other side, you fix so many things for yourself, and dang, you start to feel so good. You start to feel so good. In fact, yesterday I received one of the testimonies that I received yesterday says this: today is day 43. I've lost 6 pounds. I didn't measure, but I can see my trunk transforming right in front of my eyes. What a great feeling. Thank you for all you do. Also, this is from only taking, okay, so she's talking about the total body reset. Oh, that's not the one. I apologize. Hold on. That was one of the testimonies that I received. But the other one was this: I didn't know I was so sick before, but didn't realize how bad I felt. So she's literally she's very new, 5 days on, like she's new, fresh. But she's already noticing that her blood sugars, they haven't been as wonky. And so they haven't been wonky going low in between meals or overnight for 48 hours at this point. And she sent it to me yesterday. I feel so good. Didn't know I was so sick before, but didn't realize how bad I felt. It's crazy. So I just want you to know, like, yes, it's not the bad news. The challenging news sometimes is that this is way more layered and well-rounded than you thought it was. The really good news is that because that is, the flip side of that is feeling really amazing. The flip side of that is, wow, that attended to many different things in my world. I didn't know it was going to help my sleep. I didn't know it was going to help my anxiety. I didn't know it was going to help my, it wasn't just about losing my belly fat. I didn't know that I was going to have more energy. I didn't know that my digestive system was going to get better. I didn't know. So it's both and. So you have to, don't be discouraged that it's this well-rounded, multi-layered conversation. Be encouraged, because then you're also then reaping the benefits in a well-rounded, multi-layered result. I hope that makes sense. So it's not just food. Insulin doesn't randomly misbehave. It's reacting. It is reacting to what's going on in your body. Okay. So hold on. Hold on just a second. Man, things are just being weird today. I apologize. Hold on. I don't know if it's the snow or what the deal is. Hold on. I don't think it is. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now I'm back on. Now I'm back online, baby. Here we go. Okay, so when cells become resistant to insulin, most people will think the cell won't open, so sugar stays in the blood. It's true. That is true. But the deeper part is that the cell becomes resistant when it's overwhelmed. So your cell, and we've talked about this before, it's like it closes that door and it's like, I'm closed for business. It's full, it's inflamed, it's stressed, it's protecting itself. Your cells resist insulin when they feel overloaded. So this is a really big piece of that puzzle, right? So what overloads a cell? Here's a good list for you. Chronic stress hormones, constant grazing. It's the snacking, right? Inflammation from gut disruption. This is why we deal with the gut. Sleep deprivation, emotional strain, processed oils, fructose overload, toxin exposure. Your body doesn't become insulin resistant randomly, it adapts. So it's adapting and it's adapting and it's adapting, okay? So when you feel all of the other pieces that are happening, it's because this is a cellular conversation. Insulin is a hormone and it's trying to get energy into your cell. So we have a cellular conversation going and a hormonal conversation going both at the same time, okay? That's what's happening. And again, when you're talking about chronic stress hormones, if you're always in fight or flight, I realized that I was running higher cortisol. That's why for me, see, noise. That's why for me, ashwagandha and magnesium are my answer for sleep. Okay. And somebody brought up a really good point. I don't know if she's on here today. It's a total side note. Make sure that you know the contradictions to your medication. Like, do your own research. Don't just listen to somebody. Go ask ChatGPT. I'm on this antidepressant or this antipsychotic. Should I be not taking ashwagandha? Okay. Things like that. You need to know that. Adaptogenic herbs are ones you need to pay attention to. Okay. So I'm just going to say that. That's a little side note. But for me, if I run higher cortisol, if I'm kind of like a fight or flight type of a person or just, whatever, I just kind of go, or whatever it is. Once I fix my cortisol, I feel so much better. I sleep so much better, right? So, but those chronic stress hormones can be constant from like when I took care of my dementia mother. Some of you have very stressful jobs, stressful marriages, stressful finances. There are things for everybody that stress us out. We constant grazing. Sometimes we stress eat, and now we're eating every 2 hours and we're not letting our insulin come down. Maybe we have, all of our guts are messed up. That's why the gut primer that I'll show you that in a minute. But it's like we all need help with our guts, like big time, because we have inflammation in our gut. We're not sleeping. Sleep deprivation is a big, big, big problem, and it really does raise your insulin and your cortisol the next day. Emotional strain, processed oils, fructose overload. High fructose corn syrup can only be metabolized by your liver. You have to take care of your liver. You have to stop the infiltration of like high fructose corn syrup. We mentioned that yesterday, how it's in all of the barbecue sauces and the ketchup and it's in soda and granola bars and all that stuff. And toxin exposure, I could do a master class just on that. That's why, it's our air, it's our water, it's ridiculous, it's crazy. I thought for a long time that can't be true, but they are now finding so many microplastics in our bodies, in our organs, and in autopsies and in unborn babies, and they're finding microplastics everywhere. And they're coming from our water supply. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're drinking tap water, can you immediately stop? You cannot be drinking tap water. I don't know why we would ever think that our city supply would be wisdom. It's just not. Tap water is horrible for us, right? But that's its own conversation. But that's why, And I'm not a freak out person. I'm not a germaphobe. I'm really not. Like, I probably should be like more. I told my husband, I told him after this last conference, I said, I should have a hand sanitizer in my purse. Like, of course I wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom, but like, we touch things that are communal. Like if whatever, if I touch a microphone or something like that, I should be thinking about that. Like, a lot of people are touching something, and I'm not a germaphobe. I'm not at all. That's why I'm like, oh, I should probably maybe have something in my purse. Like, that's me. But yet I do have a water filtration in my home, and I have an air filtration in my home. I have things because toxin exposure is really messing with our metabolic systems. It's literally all the chemicals on that new couch you bought, and the carpeting and the clothing, and if you dry clean, and the paper receipt, and we could go crazy thinking about all this, and we don't want to. That's why we're constantly clearing our system. That's why we're constantly doing what you and I are always doing. This is very important. Your body doesn't become insulin resistant randomly. It adapts. Marla says, what do you mean by energy overload? Hold on. Let's see that question. Oh, that means that more energy is coming in than you can store. So when you eat food, let's say, and your pancreas releases insulin to go and get that energy. It's going to go waka, 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 go get the energy, put it into your cell, but your cell is already closed off and it's resistant. So then you have energy overload. And so that gets stored as, can anybody tell me what that gets stored as? I think you guys know the answer to these. Hold on. It gets stored as fat. So energy overload, that's where insulin is that fat storing hormone. All right, here we go. Donna, hi. Your reset is coming today. Yay, I'm so glad. Marla misses ashwagandha. Can't take it due to autoimmune conditions. I'm sorry, Marla. I love Jody. You're right on it, man. Fat. I love it. I know. I've taken adaptogen. I'm so glad that I don't have barriers because I've taken adaptogenic herbs since my 40s, and I love them very much. They really do help my body adapt to stress, but also they give me mental clarity and energy and focus, and they do a lot of stuff, right? Sleep. You live on an organic farm? Shut up, Patty. This is so cool. I live on an organic farm, but live across the creek from an apricot orchard that gets sprayed with chemicals. Uh-huh. Jody, you do win. Do you know that we lived on 20 acres and we were surrounded by sod farms. So we had well water, but you better believe we had a water filtration system. Same one I have now. Abso-freaking-lutely. And that's frustrating. And did you know that this line that I talk about, their organic farming, they own the airspace around them. You can't do that around their organic farms. They own the airspace above them because otherwise they can't control seed to harvest. And so I'm telling you, what you're buying at Walgreens is not the same. It's not the same. Now I am sourcing, I'm kind of getting off topic here, but I am sourcing something to replace the glucose health, right? I'm trying something right now as we speak. And I can't wait for the reformulation, right? Because I know the standards. And listen, again, I'm not perfect, but I don't need to do stuff that I knowingly is, so I want an American company. I want organic. I want certain things, right? So, but I don't know still if they have the exact same levels of certifications, third-party testing and all of the things, but we'll do the best we can. No problem. No worries. Like it's not, whatever. But I will tell you that is very fascinating, Patty, because if they are spraying their orchards, we drove past, we were local just the other day. We went to we're driving through a small town to go to a funeral, like a reviewal. And small town, and we drove around a corner, and it was such a beautiful day, and we could see somebody was out there. They had a fender to their car, and they were spray painting it. And we didn't come really very close to them, but as we drove around the corner, it like all of a sudden we could smell all that spray paint. And my husband just made some comment about that, and it's like, this is just life, and life is going to life, and we can't like freak out about it, and but we can do the best we can do. We can do the best we can do. You went to the doctor yesterday and you had to pull it out of her to tell me I have insulin resistance. Julie, why? I like her a lot, but we just have to be proactive to our health. Full stop. Why? Why is this so challenging, right? Why is this so challenging? Thanks for letting me know that, Julie. I know you guys don't feel heard. That's why I'm on here. I know you don't. I know you feel like listen, I was diagnosed pre-diabetic. They never even told me. It was just in my charts. Like, what the heck is going on, right? Oh, yes. Being raised in Alaska, the water was amazing. Oh, I bet it was, Marla. Everyone is downstream from Alaska. I haven't had unfiltered tap water since 1981. You are very smart, Marla. You are very smart. And then you guys, I'm sorry, but you can't be just buying bottled water in plastic. Like, just think about that. Every time you're crunching your water bottle, and they're thin. Or you leave a case of water in the back of your car in the summertime. Maybe tap water would be better. Maybe. I don't know. And I'm not saying I've never used a bottle of water. That's not true. It's just not my common. It's just not my norm. Like I go to a business conference and, they have bottled water, whatever, and you stick it in the fridge and then you pour it in your whatever. Like, it's better than the tap water that they have. Okay. I get that, right? You're doing the best you can. But in general, the mass majority of what you are drinking, and it's crazy that we're on this conversation, but I'm just telling you, get yourself a stainless steel water bottle or copper. People are buying copper now, stainless steel or copper, and just keep refilling it. Even my ice is made from my filtered water. I have ice cube trays. Like, it's just being mindful. And it's not meant to freak people out. It's really not, because it's just being mindful. That's all. You had great water. Raised and lived in Fairbanks for 54 years. That's amazing. That is really, really cool. Wow. Yep. So Shannon and Marla have something in common. That's very cool. Okay. We're going to continue. And then if you have if you have any water filtration needs, reach out to me and I'll show you the one that I use. I've done it for 15 years, and all I do is I change out a filter every year. Now, it's not like a Brita. It's not cheap. It's not, but it's cheap once you've purchased it and you implement it, because of how many water bottles you would get out of it. That's when it's cheap, right? Okay. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. All right. So your metabolism runs on a safety model. If your nervous system feels safe, this is why we talk about magnesium all the time, you guys, and or ashwagandha, or anything that's self-care, like when I talk about the vibration plate or red light therapy or going for a walk or whatever, you've got to get your nervous system to feel safe, because we're very stressed out people. Okay. But your cells will respond to this. It's a cellular response. Your insulin will stay more balanced. Your fat will burn more efficiently. If your nervous system feels threatened, cells will protect themselves. Insulin will rise. Fat storage increases. That's why we can go through a stressful season and think, actually, like, I was really stressed out, but I was eating actually less than I normally do, but I've gained weight or something like that. Like, how did that happen? Because there's an actual cellular response to what you're going through, right? So it releases when it feels supported. That's different than what we have been taught. That's very different than what we have been taught all of these years. And then that your liver, and this is where we'll talk about the total body reset. That your liver is a traffic controller. It is the traffic controller. When it's overloaded from stress hormones, processed food, medications, environmental toxins, it slows down. And you don't want your liver to slow down. And when the liver slows down, glucose handling gets sloppy, insulin clearance decreases, estrogen clearance slows down, thyroid conversion weakens, and now insulin stays elevated longer. Okay. Not because of carbs, although yes, that is a piece of the conversation. We do talk about food, right? We do that mostly in the group. But because of clearance, things can't clear through your liver. They can't clear through your system. You don't have the flow that you're looking for. That's a higher level concept than most of what we're hearing out in the marketplace of any other, whatever program, prepackaged program or whatever. So the brain doesn't directly control insulin, but it controls the signals that determine how much insulin is needed. So if you are rushed, if you are overstimulated, if you are under-rested, if you are emotionally burdened, the brain activates survival chemistry. Survival chemistry raises glucose. Glucose triggers insulin. Chronic repetition equals chronic elevation. So you can eat perfectly, whatever that means, right? And still live in survival chemistry. Okay, so that's why we have to deal with this as a more well-rounded picture, which is what we do in our little community. But that's why in the end, you guys are getting so much, in my opinion, better results than in other places because we are coming at it from many different directions. Okay, so it's not always about food, even though that's a part of the picture. And I will teach that. But we've got to support the liver, the gut, and get down your insulin in order for you to have the results that you are looking for. Okay. I think I'm missing something. Nope, I'm good. Okay. So there we go. So when it comes to like really supporting your body from the inside out, many of you are already on the total body reset, but I'm going to go through it again. And I'm just going to share with you because when I was a 2X in size, I just didn't know how to support my body at all. When, this conversation, like, well, I don't understand that. Like how, like, what does that mean? Blah, blah, blah. And I'll tell you, me at that size right there, funny eating ice cream, right? But at that size right there, the lighting is weird on Facebook. It's really weird. I have to maybe do it over there. Nope. It's just so weird. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so as a 2X in size, I had no idea. This conversation right over my head. What are you even talking about? What are you even talking about? Made no sense to me because I had no knowledge of liver, gut, or insulin. Okay. So that's why whatever. So when I started with these 3 supplements. These were the 3 that have the 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. This is the one that's going away. Order extra if you can. Once it goes away in April, I'll have a solution for you. It's actually gone in a couple of states already, just FYI. So far, it looks like the West Coast. But it's okay. It's no big deal. It's like, I got you. I got your back. I'll have something else for you. Like I said, I'm already testing. I've already tested one. I'm on my second one. So this right here, whatever, these 3, insulin, sugars, liver, and metabolism, okay? And then that's half of it right there. That's literally half of the total body reset. But one of them is for your liver. Pay attention to that, right? The 4th piece is the gut primer. And again, liver, 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 liver. Because your liver needs fermented greens. Your liver needs digestive enzymes. Your liver needs support. Your gut needs to have inflammation come down. You need to restore flow into your body so that you can move the impacted waste and the toxins out. Because again, when we were talking about how when your liver is not supported, if it is overwhelmed, it will not clear insulin. It will not clear estrogen. It will not clear cortisol. You don't want a thick, sludgy bile coming from your liver. And that's why this ends up having such a great impact on so many women. So it's 6 different layers, 6 different directions that it comes to you. It's just like a green tea powder. Okay. But it has amazing, comprehensive blends that will help your gut and your liver function on a different level. So a lot of women do notice constipation being helped, diarrhea, acid reflux, getting off of omeprazole. I believe that this is a big core to the whole anxiety conversation, because serotonin is made in your gut. GLP-1 is made in your gut. It's a hormone. It's not, it wasn't, we all run around thinking GLP-1 is an injection. It's actually a hormone. It's made in your gut, support your gut, right? So that's number 4. Number 5 is the probiotic. This is a white powder, has 5 live strains. They are alive. And so I just put these on my tongue. Oopsie. I just put them on my tongue like this. And it's just a little powder. Tastes like the bottom of a cereal bag. I say that literally every day. And then this is the orange pixie stick. And I pulled this one out of the sports nutrition line because I wanted something that would do the liver again, right? The visceral fat, like it's going to target that visceral fat around your trunk. So when that testimony came in yesterday, and she said, let me see here. She said, today's day 43. I have lost 6 pounds. I didn't measure, but I can see my trunk, that's visceral fat, transforming right in front of my eyes. What a great feeling. Okay. My trunk. So that's happening. It's like you're literally doing this with your fat cells. They're the kind of like from the inside out, from way down deep down in way below the fat you can pinch, that subcutaneous fat, way inside of there, where you have, your organs and your intestines. That's that dangerous fat. You do not want that, right? So anyway, so that's the 6th one. So literally 6 simple pieces, very simplistic. 3 of them alone are for your liver. That's the total body reset. That's where all these testimonies are coming from. And again, like I know Barb said, in Ontario, in Canada, the total body reset in Canada looks different. Number 1, okay, I have different products that I've sourced for them. So grab a Canadian link. Let me know. I'll get that for you and I'll explain it to you. But in the United States, when you purchase 150 or more 3 months in a row, you get a 75 off. In Canada, when you do 200 a month, 3 months in a row, you get up 100. And this is rinse and repeat. This is over and over and over again. This is not a one-time offer. This is something that, and I think 2 of you yesterday told me about how you've already received your 3rd $75 off, because you're understanding I'm going to do round after round after round, and then show up here every day, Monday through Friday, get resourced, get encouraged, become more knowledgeable, get the understanding of what your body is trying to accomplish, and then get into the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Get the understanding of how to learn your food ingredient trade outs and implement 1 or 2 things. Okay, we start in March 2nd, by the way, 1 p.m. Central. I go live. You don't have to sign up. Okay, I'll take 1 or 2 things from this week and I will implement them. And then I'll come back in April, and then I'll come back in May. So now all of a sudden you have this very, like, I was talking to somebody recently about going back to doing more one-on-one coaching. And I said, I don't see holes in what my people need. I don't see holes. If I felt like there were holes, I would create something for that. But I really do believe that this is it's simple. It's only a couple of things, and it's consistent. And with all of that, you can see so much success and have so many great results for yourself. Okay, hold on. Okay, Mike, when I get off, I will share that with you. I'll totally send you a link for that. Yeah, you're welcome. Asking about the water filter. Yep. And my husband is very knowledgeable about that. It's just something we've done for a long time. Shannon says, an inch gone. I'm in a smaller size of shorts this morning, feeling more clear and less inflamed. Shannon, that is fantastic. Now, how long have you been on the total body reset? I'd like to know. Marla says, way to go, Shannon. It usually hurts the top of my legs when my big orange tabby cat got into my lap. Very little pain this morning when he climbed up. Oh, that's fantastic. That makes me so happy, Shannon. Joanne, good to see you. Which supplement is going away and why? The Glucose Health. They're reformulating. So it's very exciting, but we do not have a return date because they don't do anything. They do major testing. Sometimes we want them to go faster, but I will tell you the results are always so amazing. I mean, honestly, I'm just going to tell you this right now. This is a 30-year-old formula. So look at how far ahead they were in the marketplace. 30 years. It's a really good formula. I'm like, okay, wow, what are you going to bring us next? Because it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So hold on. So that's going away. It's going to go away in April, Joanne. I am testing a backup right now. I'm probably pretty close to just being able to, whatever. We'll see. But if you need extra Glucose Health, just grab it because it might just, whatever. If you're like, I was going to grab a couple and then like all of a sudden it's gone, will you reach out to me? I do have a few on my shelf that I can sell and ship. So like I always have kept inventory of it. So just to let you know. Thank you, Darlene. I appreciate you. I'm just like testing out different things with my hair because like with traveling and stuff too for, I'll be, I have a business leadership that we qualified for in March coming up in Orlando. And it's like, you need things that are quick and easy and blah, blah, blah and stuff. Actually, you can see it a little bit better on Instagram, but thanks anyway, Darlene. I appreciate you. Knowledge helps us to stay the course. Thank you, Coach. Grateful for your encouragement, Joan. You're amazing. It is the best. You have helped me so much. I feel and look so much better thanks to you, Susan. Thank you for saying that. I know. I just really, honestly, you guys inspire me over and over and over and over again because you are choosing commitment to yourself. I can't do it for you. I can't want something for you more than you want it for yourself. I can't. I wish I could. I wish I could do it in business too. I can't want something more for somebody, right? Carmel says, good morning, Patty. Oh, about 2 weeks, Shannon? Are you freaking kidding me? You've been on it for only 2 weeks. And she says she has an inch that's gone. I'm in a smaller size of shorts. That's awesome. So it's probably, obviously now in 2 weeks, you're not dropping fat, right? You're dropping a lot of inflammation. You're dropping a lot of, which is so good. It tells you that your liver is starting to work. It tells you all sorts of really good things. I mean, and I'll tell you, when that inflammation and that tightness goes away from your systems, that feels good. That feels so good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Terry says, awesome, Shannon. I know. Joanne says she's looking forward to see what's next. Me too. I really, honestly, the effort, if anybody had any clue to the effort that they go into, to the scientific data that they do and the trials. Oh my gosh, the herb trials that they do to come up with something. It's like, it's really impressive. It's super fun. That's why I'm so confident with everything. You have backup, Joanne. That's fantastic. Shannon says no sound again, but I can see that my microphone is working. Sue, you have sleep apnea? Yeah. And you don't want sleep apnea forever. You don't. You want that to get, you want that to get fixed. Sue, I don't know what you have or have not tried, but you might want to just jump on at noon on Saturday in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Jump into we're going to do that sleep masterclass. And my business associate, who is, whatever, we have a business team, right? I have a business team. So she also does health and wellness with me. That's her choice of, whatever, that's what's important for her. And so she uses some of her own education and her own background, and she'll be bringing really great value for maybe some tips and tricks on sleeping, etc. And then of course I'm going to go through supplementation, but it is something to really pay attention to. When people have sleep apnea, that is a symptom. That is not a given. That is not something that, that's a red flag is what that is. And you don't want that because, again, poor sleep is messing up your insulin resistance, and then you are not getting anywhere in your life, and you're frustrated and you're exhausted. But your body needs to have good sleep. Like I have my sleep ring thingamajigger. This is a dupe. It's a dupe off of Amazon. Let me see here. If I were to look at my sleep from last night, it will tell me. Hold on. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It's taking too long to synchronize. But it will tell me my sleep was average, or my sleep was not as good, or my sleep was good, or whatever. It'll tell me stuff. And so really we have to figure out our sleep. Anyway. Oh, Joanne, sorry. That's awesome. She says, so good to see and hear your encouragement. Morning, Phyllis. Good morning. I'm like a prophet from above. Julie, happy Ash Wednesday. Yes, my husband said that to me this morning. He's like, it's Ash Wednesday, isn't it? And I'm like, yes, it is. So happy Ash Wednesday, Julie. Okay, you got the sound back. That's good, Shannon. That is so good. I know. My church doesn't really do an Ash Wednesday service, I don't think. So, but yes, I'm very aware. And here we go into like my favorite holiday ever, Resurrection Sunday. That's the best. So that is so good. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about anything so far that we've talked about? As you know, I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central. And we have the challenge coming up on March 2nd, Monday, March 2nd in the group. And I will go live every day, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Central. And you don't have to sign up for anything for that one. That is just something we do every single month to help keep you on track and to give you a couple of nuggets for your food ingredient trade outs. This Saturday at noon, if you're in the group, just set a little alarm on your phone. Do an alarm on your phone because that will help you. The notifications they don't really work very well. So if it's something that's important to you to see, we're going to try to do like a 45-minute sleep clinic. And then if anybody has questions, we'll take questions. So it's going to be short. It's not like a workshop. And what else do I have going on? Grab more glucose health if you need it. Otherwise, like I said, I'm testing something. And remember, February only has 28 days. So if you are somebody that orders usually on the 29th, the 30th, or the 31st of the month to get your customer campaign in for your free cash, that won't happen in February because we only have 28 days. So place your orders so that you do not miss out. Oh, I just don't want anybody to like mess up their momentum of getting money off. Like that's like, no. I know, Resurrection Sunday. I know. I love that. Me too. Oh, when I was growing up, our church did it so well. In Minnesota, we had a Good Friday service. And at the end of the service, like the veil went up over the cross, which was a huge cross in the, whatever, at the front of the church. And I'm trying to remember if we did candlelight. We might have done candlelight, and everybody left in silence. And then on Sunday morning, I've never had a church do it like this since then. And I obviously it impacted me. And then that Sunday morning, man, you came in and like the trumpets were blaring, and it was like, what song was it? What hymn was it that they would sing, that they would just belt out? I don't know. It might have been Up from the Grave He Arose. It might have been that one, or I don't remember, but it was like, what? Resurrection Sunday. And it was so amazing. I will never forget that, like having that. And then when I was homeschooling my kids, we would do, I don't remember what they were called. They might have been called resurrection cookies. They might have been. but they were basically little mini meringues that you would bake and that you would put in the oven. And I think maybe I don't know if we did it on Friday. We might have been that crazy because we did all sorts of stuff. We were homeschooling. And you put it in the oven, you bake them, and then you turn off the oven and you leave the door closed. And then on Sunday morning, when you open up the door and you open them up, of course, they're hollow, right? So it was to represent the empty grave. Anyway, cool stuff like that. So I love it so much. I love it so much. Darlene, what issue did you have? Oh, sleep apnea, I bet, Darlene. And you're 73. Yep. Sleep is so important. Seriously. Yeah. So important. Got to fix the sleep. We got to fix the sleep. And sometimes it's a myriad of things. Sometimes it's a multifaceted answer, right? It's not a one size fits all the time. And you have to find what works for you in your routines and in your systems. But there are also little things that you can be doing with your body and things like that can actually help. And it's rewriting, stuff. Shannon says, awesome. A special church you had. I did. It really marked me. It did. It marked me. We had a really good youth group. We had a really good, my mama she was a good praying mama. She was, she kept us going. So we loved it. And then I married a man who is in Christian radio, and he's been in Christian radio for 42 years. Anybody could always listen to him if they cared. I've never, ever said this before on a live. So Praise FM is the name of his radio station, and he's in the mornings, and his name is Kirsten Liebelt. And the app, because you can listen to it by an app, it looks like this right there. The app looks, I don't know if you can see that. It's not showing it's very hard to read that, but it's Praise FM, and that's what it looks like. So if you want some really good praise and worship music, when you open it up, maybe, there we go. You can see it better there. If you want really good praise music, and like I said, he's been doing this for 42 years, and anyway, just a little tippy too. Anyway, okay, you just got diagnosed, Sue. Yep. You know what? It's a good time to turn it around then, right? It's a good time. So I will see you guys all later. If you have any other questions, let me know. I will jump back in and read the questions. And I know that was one person that wanted the water filtration system information. I'll get that out. And have such a good Wednesday. Enjoy your day. And I will chat later. Bye, you guys.